I'm Chris, and this is my French farmhouse restoration project. Good morning, everybody, and a glorious morning it is as well. I have done a little bit of tidying in the garden first thing, and I was going to start strimming all the borders, and I've got no blimmin' strimming filament. I think that's what they call it, the strimming cord. So I'm going to quickly head to the usual place, Bric-a-Marché, where they're starting to see me as one of their family members, basically, because I'm there so much. So I'm just going to quickly go and grab a few bits in there, and while I'm there I think I'll have a look and see what lights they've got, and we might be able to buy a new light as well for the lean-to, because that one that's there is ghastly, and given that the weather's so amazing, the very next job for me is going to be starting on the pointing. So we'll look at lights. We'll see what lights they've got. We'll grab a couple of bits and pieces for the pointing. Hope you're all doing very well. Thank you all so much for your lovely comments and just staying in touch with me all the time, and it really truly is a lovely feeling to see such support from you all, and so much advice and words of wisdom, just general well-being. I love it, absolutely love it. So it inspires me to post more often. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've kind of upped my posting rate every sort of couple of days now, because I'm having so much fun with you guys that I just can't wait to do the next video, really. And I've got so much going on at the moment. It's all good stuff to film anyway. But for now, let's just go to the supermarket, the builders merchants, and see what we can find. Quite like that one, which is like a sort of a traditional barn lamp. I think that might look quite nice, and I can paint it as well the same colour if I choose to. This one's quite nice, but then so is that one, and it's got like a glass dome over it. The one next to it's really nice as well. This one here, that's quite nice. Decisions. Well, so far I didn't find what I want, which is disappointing. So I'm going to look a little bit further, but I need to quickly grab drink, so I'm going to head, standing here waiting to get across, and there's a blooming crossing right next door. I'm going to go into this shop next door, and sometimes strangest things happen when you get off the beaten track. I bet you if I go in here I'll find what I want. That's the way I'm thinking. I'm going to manifest it. Well, still no luck getting what I want, but I did get this. Can you see that? This is an organic shot of ginger. It's really nice. I love it, and it's a really hot day, so I'm going to have a quick blast of that, and then I'm going to keep on with my search for this blooming light. I'm determined to get one. So I ended up doing the classic, went in 5 different shops and then went back to the first one and bought this for 2 reasons really. One, it was the nicest one I saw, and 2, they gave me a discount because I'm in here so much. It was retailing at £47.99, like 48 euros plus 10 euros for the bulb, and they gave me it for they gave me 30 euros off. Woo! I also bought this, some cucumbers and some nasturtiums. So I'm going to head home now and fit my light. It won't be staying up because I've got to point the wall and put the lime mortar on it, but I want to put it up anyway and see what it looks like. So I'm just going to go home and do it straight away. Well, as you can see, it's pouring down with rain. Typical. It's a real shame. Look. But it doesn't matter to me because I'm going to point these walls. The very nice people at my local building merchants gave me a very good price on a monocouche render, which is this. Can you see that? This is called an enduit monocouche, and it's in Tempierre, and you can trowel it, or you can do it with a nail float, or you can float it. I'll show you what you can do with it anyway. And it's application by trowel or machine. Waterproof, decoration for walls. Right? One bag does 1 metre square, but that's when it's a full coat. We'll get much more than that out of it because we're only doing the joints. So, this is very exciting. This is my very excited face. We're going to put our first coat on. We're going to get our stone pointing underway today. I already painted up here. There's lots and lots of different aspects to this work. We've got our new light to put up. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get a couple of meters of this enduit onto the wall, and then I'm going to let it set, and then I'm going to brush it so that it reveals all the stone and looks amazing. And it will look amazing. I've done this, I mean, this is just like what I do for a living, so I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times, and I've done it with these pre-mixed products, and I've done it where I mix it myself, and I've done it where I colour it and put additives, and I've done all different aspects of this particular type of work. But I'm very excited about this one because it actually works really well for me. Being a bagged pre-mixed product, it's exactly the same product that I would mix up myself, but they did it for a good price, and it means that I can jump in and out on the wall whenever. If the weather's like it is today, it means that I can just grab a bag, put a bag on, and it will match perfectly what's already there. And as I go across the wall, there'll be no difference in colour or consistency. So yeah, let's get on and put some on, shall we? So for today's work, I need this, which as you can see, I've used a million times for this exact job, and this, a hook and a small pointing trowel, and a mixer full of lime mortar. So I've slowly added water to this mix until it starts to get nice and creamy. There we go, you can see it better now. It's just starting to fold in on itself, and it's a lovely colour. And because it's a pre-mix, that means that I'm going to get the same consistency every time. So whilst, you know, if you're doing a huge batch, like if I was doing a whole building, then I would use my other mixer, the really big mixer, and I would order the sand, the lime, and I would either do it natural or I would tint it with a product to make it exactly the colour the customer wanted. But in this particular case, I'm doing my property and I like that colour. I already know that colour very well, and it was a great price, and it's a perfect compromise for me because I work full time and I haven't got time to do the whole wall in one go. I can just do it piece by piece, and I can intermix it with doing the painting as well. And yeah, I'm very pleased. And of course, they gave me a great price on this product as well because I'm a loyal customer. So yeah, I'm very excited. Let's get a bit on then and we'll start. So as I'm going along, I just rake out the joints. It's already been all raked out with the big breaker, and then I'm just going to wet it down with a hose. It's handy because we're kind of outside inside, as it were, so I can use the hose and just give it a gentle spray with the hose. But then I just, as I go along, I'll clean each joint first and then I'll start putting it in. But you'll see what I'm doing. Just wet the section that I'm going to work on, and then I don't get lost either. Gives me some focus of where to go. This lamp's getting changed, and I'll get rid of that as I go. Whatever the heck that was. And take it straight out of the mixer today because it's right next to the job. Normally I can tip it into a wheelbarrow, but this lot will be gone in no time. So that's what we're looking for, that kind of consistency, so I can work with it and push it into the joints, but it's not too sloppy that it'll all fall out. You do get some falling out, but it's fine. You've got to pack it right in there, get it right to the back of the joint, and not be afraid to get it everywhere. It's going to go all over the stones as well, and that doesn't matter because when we're finished putting it all on, we're going to let it cure for a few hours, and then we're going to do the good bit, which is brushing it all and making it look super duper. And it does make your arm ache. Now, I've seen people do this with a kind of piping bag and all different ways of doing it, and that's good. Good for you, do it however you want. But a trowel and a hook like that, so that everything that falls off goes back on the hook, is the way to do it. Because in general, and it's not the case in all instances, but if someone invents something to make it easier, that's going to be a shortcut a lot of times. And with this, you don't want shortcuts. You just want to pack it in there and do it properly. That's all there is to it. It is a miserable grey day compared to the weather we've been having. Really not very nice. Still, oops, dropped a big lump there. Can't be lovely every day, can it? It makes your arm ache as well, holding that trowel up for the whole day, holding that hook up for the whole day, I should say, and forcing it in. We're getting there. I'll just show you a quick demonstration patch here, lower down on the wall, because there is a bit here left over. So all we're doing is giving it a little bit of a hose down first to make it damp, and then I'm just getting a little bit on the end of that trowel and working it into all the joints there, and bedding it right to the back of the joint, so that when I come to rub it up, it'll be nice and solid and holding into the wall properly. Well, I'm going to give this a clean out, because that's as much as I want to put on for today. I'm going to let that dry. That'll take a few hours to dry now. As you can see, it's a really grey, wet day today, which is a shame. But, well, I say it's a shame. It's not really. I'm working undercover, so it's not the end of the world. It just means it'll take a little bit longer to dry, that's all. On a really hot day, I can put on 2 or 3 times that amount and get it all finished off by mid-afternoon. But I do know from experience that's going to take a while, so I'm not going to put tons on, because I don't want to be rubbing that up at blooming 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to head off and do some other things, and we'll come back when I do the next phase of that, which is going to be brushing it up and revealing all the stone. Exciting, eh? Look what's happened now. It's absolutely tipping down. Look at it. Join me in part 2, where I'm going to be revealing the stone in its finished format, and we'll be putting some more on as well when we've got more daylight and more sunlight, as a matter of fact. And that video will be out tomorrow, so I'm just going to continue with this and make it a 2-part start to the pointing. And thanks as always for being there. Thanks for following, liking, subscribing, and all your amazing comments. And I can't wait to show you tomorrow how this looks, and we're going to fit my new light that I just bought as well. So we'll really start to see some changes tomorrow. See you then.